Discovering Xi'an, much more than just the Terracotta warriors. Xi'an is the capital city of Shaanxi province in north-central China and is located to the south of the Qin, also known as the Tsingling Mountains. The region is one of the most important in Chinese history, both as an ancient capital during several ruling dynasties, as well as its importance as a center of trade. It was the eastern terminus of the ancient Silk Road that connected China to civilizations as far away as the Mediterranean Sea. In ancient times, the city was known as Chang'an, and its walled city was built in 202 BC, becoming one of the ancient world's greatest cities during the Han dynasty of 206 BC to 25 AD. When the Qin replaced the Han, the city was largely destroyed in 25 AD. The capital was moved to Luoyang in present-day Henan province. Hi, I am John and welcome to my channel, Laowai in China. On this channel, my aim is to inform people that have never visited China what life here is really like, and not as is often portrayed in Western media. I cover topics such as travel, culture, as well as current affairs, both here and overseas, that reflect the day-to-day life here. Today's video is called Discovering Xi'an, much more than just the Terracotta warriors. I hope you like this video, so sit back and enjoy. Chang'an was revived due to its strategic importance and was reinstated as the capital of several small states and later emperors up until the 7th century. When the Tang dynasty took control from 618 to 907, Chang'an was expanded and divided into 3 sections. The Palace City, the Imperial City for the officials, and the Outer City for artisans and merchants. At that time it was known as one of the world's most splendid and extravagant cities. Once the Tang were replaced, the city once again went into decline, and although it continued with the adopted name of Xi'an, meaning Western Peace, in 1369, the name changed once again in 1930 to Xijing, but the name Xi'an was restored in 1943. One of the main industries of the city of today is tourism, largely due to the many historical monuments, tombs, and ancient ruins in and around the city. The Shaanxi Provincial Museum is housed in a former Confucian temple. The Shaanxi History Museum contains artifacts of Chinese history from Paleolithic times through to the Qing dynasty. Other historic sites in the city include the Little Wild Goose Pagoda, the Big Wild Goose Pagoda, both from the Tang dynasty, as well as the Bell Tower and Drum Tower, dating from the Ming dynasty. The Great Mosque was founded in 742, and most of the existing buildings date from the 14th century. Also from the 14th century are 3 preserved city gates in the city wall. Xi'an is also a center of higher education, particularly universities that specialize in technology. There are more than 60 universities located in and around Xi'an. Attractions you should visit in Xi'an. Terracotta warriors. Often referred to as the Terracotta warriors, the official title is the Qin tomb, or the tomb of Shi Huangdi, who was the first emperor of the Qin dynasty of 221 to 207 BC. Shi Huangdi was the first emperor to unify China, and his tomb is world famous as one of China's most popular tourist attractions. Excavation began in 1974 after a farmer uncovered some ancient pottery relics while ploughing his land. Since that time, archaeologists have uncovered an army of around 8,000 life-size terracotta figures set out in a battle formation. The Qin Tomb complex was granted status as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Xi'an Ancient City Wall. The ancient city wall that surrounds the old city is the largest and best preserved ancient city wall to be found in China. The wall was erected during the Ming dynasty in the 14th century under the guidance of Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang. It is now considered a landmark that divides the city from the inner part to the outer part. A great way to discover this attraction is to either walk or cycle along the top of the wall. The base of the wall was constructed of earth, quicklime and glutinous rice extract. This made the wall strong and firm. The wall itself was constructed with bricks. From the top of the wall you will find great views into the city and beyond. The wall is one of the largest ancient military defensive systems in the world and measures 13.7 kilometers in length. It has four main gates: the East Gate, Chang'an, West Gate, Anding, South Gate, Yongning, and the North Gate, Anyuan. It stands 12 meters high, 12 to 14 meters wide at the top, and the base is between 15 to 18 meters in thickness. Also, it has another defensive structure in a deep moat. It includes 98 ramparts located at every 120 meters along the wall, where soldiers could be placed to ward off attacks using overlapping arcs of fire from the arrows. The south gate of the city wall. Known as Yongning, this is the most beautifully decorated of the four ancient gates and is located close to another historic attraction, the bell tower. Several ceremonies organized by the provincial government are held at the square adjacent to the south gate. There are two museums located within the Barbican and Archery Tower of the south gate. Visitors to the wall can gain free access to these two museums. Bell Tower. The bell tower in Xi'an is located in the geographical center of the ancient city. Streets extend from this point in four directions directly to the four key gates of the city wall. The wooden tower stands 36 meters high and is the largest and best preserved structure of its type found in China. It stands on a base of brick measuring 35.5 meters in length along each side and at a height of 8.6 meters. The tower was first constructed in 1384 during the Ming dynasty, when the city was an important military stronghold in northwestern China. The tower's main purpose was as an early warning system against attack from rival rulers. The tower was moved around 1,000 meters east of its original location in 1582 to remain in the geographical center of the city. Apart from the base, all parts of the structure are original. On each side of the base is an arched door measuring 6 meters in height. Originally, vehicles were permitted to pass through these archways, but as the level of city traffic grew, the use of the arches changed to that of a pedestrian entrance via a subway beneath the tower. Drum Tower. The Drum Tower is located to the northwest of the city's bell tower, across the aptly named Bell and Drum Tower Square. In ancient China, the drums were used to signal the passage of time, in addition to signal emergencies, should those occur. The tower was originally built in 1380 and renovated twice, first in 1699, then again in 1740. It is slightly smaller than the bell tower and features no iron nails anywhere within the structure. Xi'an Great Mosque. First built in the year 742, the Great Mosque is located on Huazhu Lane to the northwest of the Drum Tower. It is one of the largest, oldest and best preserved of China's Islamic mosques. Islam arrived into this part of China during the Tang dynasty of 618 to 907, when Arabic merchants from Persia and Afghanistan travelled to what is now Xi'an along the Silk Road. During the 7th century, some of them settled here and married women of Han nationality. Muslims played an important part in the unification of China during the Yuan and Ming dynasties. Other mosques were later added to cater for the increase in numbers of followers of Islam. The Great Mosque is a combination of traditional Muslim and Chinese styles of historic architecture. The mosque covers an area of more than 12,000 square meters and contains 4 courtyards measuring 250 meters in length and 47 meters wide. As you stroll the gardens here, you cannot help but notice the serene atmosphere. Giant Wild Goose Pagoda, also known as the Big Wild Goose Pagoda. This well-preserved ancient building is a holy spot for Buddhists in the south of Xi'an city, about 4 kilometers from the city center, located within the dynasty temple complex. The structure is rated as a National Key Cultural Relic Preserve in addition to being an AAAA tourist attraction. It was also added to the World Heritage List in June 2014, along with other sites located along the Silk Road. The structure was first built in the year 652 during the reign of the Tang dynasty's Emperor Gaozong. It functioned as a collection point for Buddhist materials from India through the hierarch Xuanzang. Xuanzang began his journey of 17 years to India and back from Chang'an, as it was then known, and upon his return was granted the position of the first abbot of Dacian Temple and supervised the building of the pagoda. His work in ordering translations from Sanskrit into Chinese sparked a new era of translation. Scholars later attached great importance to the writing of Xuanzang. Small Wild Goose Pagoda. Located in the Jianfu Temple in the south of the city, the Small Wild Goose Pagoda is a national AAAA scenic spot as well as being a World Heritage Site. This Buddhist pagoda dates from the Tang dynasty of 618 to 907. Historic information from here can be discovered in the Xi'an Museum, located to the southwest of the temple. Built of blue bricks, originally the pagoda stood 15 stories high, but violent storms and earthquakes have reduced the structure to 13 stories and to a height of 43.4 meters. Tsingling Mausoleum. The Tsingling Mausoleum is the tomb of Emperor Gaozong and his Empress Wu Zetian, and occupies a prominent position on the summit of Liangshan Hill, around 80 kilometers from Xi'an. The Tang dynasty is a fascinating period within the history of China, and it is of no surprise that the rulers of this era had impressive burial tombs, none more so than the powerful and dominating character of Empress Wu Zetian and her husband. This is the only known occasion of a mausoleum shared in this way in China. The route to the tomb is lined with stone animals and human figures with distinct Western, Asian and Greek influences in the sculptures. The secure construction of the tomb is notable, as the mausoleum did not come to the attention of robbers. When completed, the tomb site covered an area of 2.3 square kilometers and included 378 buildings. They have not survived, unlike the stone sculptures. Shaanxi History Museum. The History Museum, also known as the Shaanxi Provincial Museum, is one of the top 10 museums to be found within China. It houses collections from the time of Stone Age man through to the Qing dynasty. Its exhibits include large bronzeware, exquisite golden carvings, as well as items from the Opium War of 1839. For addicts of history and culture, there are several museums to visit in the city. Transportation in Xi'an. Located at the beginning of the ancient Silk Road, Xi'an has long been an important hub of transportation. Now, in the modern age, Xi'an is a hub for several forms of transportation. Air travel. Xi'an Xianyang International Airport is located 47 kilometers to the northwest of the city center and is one of the top 10 airports in China and one of the busiest hub airports. Many cities in China are just a 1-hour flight away, and the majority of the country can be reached in less than 3 hours. To reach the city, there are 9 shuttle bus lines from the airport, or taxis are also available. Train. Xi'an now has 3 passenger railway stations. They are Xi'an, Xi'an North, and Xi'an South. Xi'an railway station is the largest in western China and a vital link to Eurasia. Trains here serve many locations across the country. The North Railway Station mainly operates high-speed train services to all areas of China. Long-distance bus. Xi'an has a total of 15 national freeways and highways meeting in or bypassing the city. There are a total of 2,800 kilometers of highway within the city area, and this is serviced by 7 long-distance bus stations. Buses operate to several major cities of China, in addition to nearby cities and districts. Metro. There are currently 9 metro lines in operation in Xi'an, with another 6 proposed to open in the future. When completed, there will be an overall capacity of 243 kilometers. City bus. Within the city, buses cover just about every corner of Xi'an. There are also several tourist bus routes purely to cover that industry, using hop-on, hop-off services to the major attractions. Taxi. There are more than 12,000 taxis operating in Xi'an. Most of them are green in color and they can be flagged down when required. Although during the rush hours of 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. and 5:30 to 7 p.m. they can be difficult to find. That is all for this video. If you have enjoyed watching and it has shown you a little detail of life here in China, then your subscribing to my channel would mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching. Make sure you click on the link to the next video, and until the next time, goodbye for now.